Breaking news. I have an update around Dylan Raiola and the injury that he suffered versus the Indiana Hoosiers last Saturday. What that injury is, what's his timeline, and will he miss any games? So, really quick, massive video for you today. Make sure to hit that like button. And hey, if you are new to the channel or just a returning viewer, make sure to subscribe. I post daily Nebraska football content and I post news just like this. So if you're a diehard Husker fan, make sure to subscribe. You will be thanking yourself that you did. But without further ado, let's get into why you clicked on this video. I have an update around Dylan Raiola, an injury that he suffered versus Indiana, a right ankle injury. Now, this happened in the second quarter versus the Hoosiers. He walked it off and proceeded to play the rest of the game, but it looks like it's a little more serious than we initially anticipated. A tweet came in from Josh Peterson, one of the Nebraska beat reporters, and he said that he confirmed with a source that this isn't the first time Dylan Raiola's injury has been bothering him throughout the season. This actually started versus Illinois earlier in the year. Now, this makes a lot of sense because Dylan Rhule was playing great those first three games. He started to play poor against Illinois, and it's only gotten worse. That is due to this ankle injury. And we go back to the film, honestly. There's a couple things that have really been standing out in Dylan Rhule's game. He hasn't been stepping into his throws. He's been throwing off his back foot a lot, and he won't scramble. Well, that's all because he injured his right ankle a couple weeks ago. You can't step into those throws because when you step into it, you're going to twist your ankle a little bit. You're going to put pressure on it. So it's clear that that injury has been lingering for a little while now, and it re-aggravated itself versus Indiana. Now, when he got injured versus Indiana, it was non-contact. Nobody even hit him. He kind of just rolled over his own ankle. It's very tender, and it's something that he's been dealing with for a while. So with that knowledge that we now know, I have one big question. Why did Matt Rhule keep him in the ball game as late as he did versus Indiana? The game was over. They were blowing us out, and yet Dylan Raiola was in there in the fourth quarter. He was injured. He was tender, and yet Matt Rhule kept him out there. I have no idea. That game was over. He should have put in Hoiberg a lot sooner. And I also want to pose a question. What do we do from here? Because it's clear that Dylan Rhule has been dealing with this right ankle injury for a while now. There were concerns a couple weeks ago that he was dealing with a shoulder injury too that I hinted at. So it's clear that he can play through this. That's the reason he's played. But should he? I don't think he should, at least not this week versus Ohio State. Listen, we're going to lose either way. Whether Dylan Rhule plays or whether he doesn't play, we will probably lose. Let's give Hoiberg an opportunity. And that's just my opinion. I understand that the staff probably is going to roll Dylan Rhule out there because they're going to try to win this ball game no matter what. That's fine. But I'm trying to think a little bit larger than just this game. Even this year, Dylan Rhule is our franchise quarterback. Okay, he's going to try to rebuild this team over the next 3 years. So I'm thinking larger than just one game. So if it were up to me with this ankle injury that's clearly impacting his performance, I would sit him on the bench versus Ohio State and then reassess him going into UCLA and see what Hoiberg can do versus the Buckeyes. But again, this is something that clearly is not getting better. It didn't get better versus Purdue. It didn't get better throughout the bye week. And if he keeps playing on it, and he keeps throwing off his back foot, not only is he not playing good football, but he's not getting healed. So this is a question for the staff. The staff has not talked about it. Matt Rhule has not talked about it. The reason he hasn't talked about it is because he's hiding it. Because if he were to bring it up, then the fan base would have a say and probably would force him to not play Raiola. We've seen the staff hide injuries before. Scott Frost did it with Adrian Martinez. Adrian Martinez in 2021 played through a broken jaw the entire season. Okay. So that just shows you a lot of the times these staffs, they hide a lot of injuries, especially in the starting quarterbacks, because they just don't want that out there. That's what's happening here with Dylan, but it's clear as day through the Illinois game. We saw him get banged up even versus Purdue, but specifically against Indiana, this right ankle is impacting his ball game. He can't throw off that foot. He can't step into his throws. He can't scramble. And that's why he's playing as bad as he is. And I told you guys that in the bye week. I said, I truly believe Dylan Rhule is banged up. Whether it's his shoulder or his ankle, something is wrong. And look what happened. So, Dylan Rhule, right ankle has been a concern. This is not something that is new. He has had this injury for a while. Now, I'm going to ask you one question. What do you think should happen versus Ohio State? Because odds are he is going to roll out there. If the staff is not talking about it, yes, Dylan Raiola will probably be our starting quarterback versus the Buckeyes, no question about it. But should that be the right move? I don't think so, because this is an injury that will probably not get better unless he sits on the bench for a couple weeks and recovers. If you keep rolling him out there, especially against a great defensive line versus Ohio State, it only takes one sack to re-aggravate it and make it worse. So if it were up to me, Hoiberg would go out there next week. We're going to lose no matter what against a very good Ohio State team. I don't want to wave the white flag. I don't think that's what we're doing. But I'm thinking larger than one game. I'm thinking larger than even one season, because Dylan Ryle is supposed to be here for the long haul. I want to protect him and keep him healthy, because I want him to be ready to go in 2025 and 2026 too, not just for one of these games. So that's my thinking. But obviously not good news today. Again, Josh Peterson confirmed that this has been something that's been affecting him since the Illinois ball game. Again, we've heard rumors, but it's been confirmed today that Dylan Raiola dealing with a right ankle injury. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the only thing he's dealing with, because again, he's been getting sacked a lot over the last couple of weeks, and his game in general just really has taken a decline since Northern Iowa. So well, I want to know your thoughts around the Dylan Raiola situation. What's going on with his injuries? What do you think? What should the staff do? Let me know in the comment section. Hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Shout out to you. And as always, folks, go be great, go Matt Rhule, and see you in the next one.